Hello and welcome to another episode of my narrated rolling, where each week I look at video footage of me rolling with my friends Jason and Gosha in their garage dojo. So today I want to focus on guard retention and regaining the guard. I use a number of tactics and we'll see what happens in the video. Okay, so we begin with a bit of grip fighting, and I pull a really rubbish guard, and we'll stop it there. So right away you can see what I've done here is, we'll just rewind it a little bit actually. After pulling a really rubbish guard here, it's not even a guard, Jason has a really good opportunity to pass my guard around about this way round. So he's clearly in a great position to pass, and what I've done there is insert my foot into his opposite bicep. So my left foot goes into his right arm bicep, which would be the sort of opposite version of a spider guard. For the moment I've got a normal grip here, normal spider guard grip, and I'm going to change it for the my left hand, so opposite sleeve grip there, which is a position that I use quite a lot. I've never seen it on being taught anywhere. I just came up with it. I find it useful as a last-ditch resort to prevent someone passing my guard. So let's see what happens there. So as you can see, I'm straightening him up, creating a lot of stretch and tension on that spider guard grip. Jason's pretty wise to it, so he's got rid of the grip. And he's going to try and squeeze my knees together to try and pass my guard, which he's doing quite well. We'll just look at that tiny little bit what happened there. So obviously aware that I'm losing that spider guard and he's in a good position to pass, I go back to another one of my guard retention desperate moves, is to try my best to get one of my feet underneath his legs as a hook. And once I have one leg underneath his hook, I have just a chance to try and recover guard. So let's have a look. There you go. So there goes my left foot underneath his leg, and I've recovered some sort of ability to try and get guard. Again, Jason's not really bothered by that. He's continuing his destructive pass to pass my guard, squeezing my knees together, applying his weight, trying to smash his way through with a smash style pass. It's all looking bad for me. So I'm thinking, oh dear, none of my guard retention tricks are going to work. I'm going to have to stiff arm my way out. So we'll just pause it there. Bring it. So here, as you can see, I've got my left arm on the ground here, and I am stiff arming him away. So we're creating this straight line across the body here. And by doing that, I am preventing him by progressing forwards. And hopefully I can get some sort of sit-up escape system working. But in this case, as you see, doesn't quite go to plan. And Jason's able to progress, mainly because he's got such a good control over my lower legs. So I turtle. The ultimate the ultimate desperate move. But I'm pretty confident in turtle. I turtle a lot. I have some counter-attacks from there. I know how to defend myself from strangle attacks and arm pulls. The one thing I want to try and avoid is try to be reversed, because that's what Jason is looking for. He's trying to reverse my position. Notice how Jason applies his shin across my lower leg here. Very effective way to pin me, to prevent me from moving, because I really like running around in turtle and being quite mobile. So he's trying to change my position, reverse me over to have access to all the good stuff, my arms and my neck and other things that he can dominate me with. Just move it forward a bit. There we go, he's trying to pull me in. So now he's pulled me over, I'm now worried that he's going to take back control. So I'm in this sort of crunched position, as you can see, curling my body. Taking a few tips from Prit Mikkelson's videos where to avoid back control, I'm curling my body in what he calls a hawking position. Here's a nice regard. So we'll just look at that bit again. That was a nice little moments there. So while I'm being dragged around, I'm looking for an opportunity to get my feet in front of him. So as you can see, I did try and initially run this way round, but that didn't really yield any benefit. So what I instead did is switch it to this way round and really literally run around, using my legs on the ground and run around to try and get my legs in front of him and spin underneath him. So we'll see how there. I raise my feet up. I guess I could try inverting guard there, but I'm not really confident with my guard inversions. I've got a really bad neck, so I don't like to invert. Use guard inversions if I can help it. So I'll try and get my feet there. So there I just switch my leg over. Classic guard, regaining guard recovery type of drill that you probably do in warm up. There, and I use it to just get a hook under his leg. And here we catch it again. Guess what? We see this little last-ditch attempt to save my guard here with the opposite leg spider guard with the opposite hand sleeve grip here, which is just enough to fend off his movement because he wants to pass round to this side here. So just something I came up with. I have never seen anyone taught it. I'm not saying I invented it, but I use it a lot as a last-ditch attempt to prevent my guard being passed. In this case, I think you can see it's working, at least preventing him and stalling and giving me time to think. I switch my grip now to just a wrist grip, and I'm sort of extending myself best I can. So I'm turtling, just really trying to damage limitation now, survival and damage limitation. Switching between turtle, running man, hawking, all the key prit positions. Jason's aggressively trying to break down my turtle, present my back, but I'm covering all the areas well, and it's the end of the round. So we'll just pause it there, and I'll switch to another video, another role. So I'm going to show 2 roles today, where it's a lot more frenzied, and you'll see a lot more attempts by me to recover, retain, regard, as I escape from Jason's attack. So we'll just pause it. Right, I've just opened up another video which is much later. I think it's our last round actually. So we're about an hour into our rolling session and I'm super tired. But anyway, this is a really good round because it's quite a lot of interchange here. A bit of grip exchange. Watch this. Way! Comedy of errors. So Jason leg sweeps me. So at these junctures you realise this, the moment you lose balance, that you are really in quite a pickle. Jason's in a great position. He's got control of my knee here. Look at this foot. It's not doing anything. Look at this foot. It's not doing anything. And he can just take his time. All he needs to do with this arm is really maybe try and get a crossface. But to all effects and purposes, he swept my leg. He's taken me down and he's going to pass towards this side. Here, let's see what happens next. So I'm in a desperate situation. I really need to recover my guard. That's the best I can do. I can't even turtle because he's got such a good pin and hold over my left leg here. Not sure what Jason's trying to achieve here. He's already got good control over my lower portion. Right, so here we go. He steps over. By stepping over here, I have the chance to insert one of my feet, basically my left leg, underneath here as a hook. And once I have a hook, I have the chance to recover guard. Let's have a look. There we go. One hook goes in, the other one. And I can use that as leverage, lever him off, spin around, and I recover some sort of guard. So we're just so. This is a very tricky position because I haven't really got a decent open guard, not quite yet. I have a collar grip here, I have a sleeve grip here. This foot is hovering here. I really need to do something a little bit more with this foot. And unless I have those 1, 2, 3 points of contact, it's possible that I'm going to lose this guard. Let's have a look. I just about get it. So I get a sweep, single leg X. Jason demolishes my single leg X. I'm scrambling. Now we'll just go back. There's a little thing I wanted to show you, which is useful for guard retention or guard recovery. And I'll just do it in little minor steps. So at the moment I'm scrambling. I'm losing my guard here. I don't have use of my legs. I've got some grips here, but they're not really preventing Jason's movement around this way. So here. So right here I've got my hand on his hip. Alright, so when I haven't got use of my legs to stop him, prevent him from passing my guard, I now have to go into this almost silly way of stopping his guard. He's literally just putting my hand there on his hip, on his shoulder. I could do it on his thigh, anywhere to prevent him passing around in this direction. It just buys me time. That's all I'm looking for. It buys me enough time to get my legs in action. Let's take it step by step. Here, so I'm actually placing my hand on his thigh here again, just to, because he's so fast, just to prevent speed of movement, so I can get my legs into gear here. So you'll see, and there I am. I get my legs into action, and we get a sweep. Almost. He's very stubborn. He won't go down. Great sense of 3D spatial awareness and balance Jason has. So now I'm in a sort of Ashigurami, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah. Trying to fashion for a footlock, but he's not having any of it. He's got a good strong grip of my collar, breaking my posture line and taking away a lot of my strength. But again, I just want to draw your attention to the 3 points of contact. In my mind, I like to keep things simple. When I play open guard, as long as I have 3 points of contact. By the way, I have a new thing here which does this little thing. So I have 1, 2, 3 points of contact. I hope you like those number things. I spent a lot of money on this app. 3 points of contact, and I feel I have at least a decent control over my open guard, and I have choices available to me. So let's see what happens next. Does Jason defeat my guard? He is getting rid of my hand. So I now have 2 points of contact. I've lost the grip and I have no points of contact, and that's why he was able to successfully defeat my open guard and pass my guard. Now I immediately switch to hawking position. Hawking is, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know what it is. But if you don't know what it is, you'll have to follow the work of Preet Mikkelsen. I gave him a name check again, and his techniques really helped me with defending myself from side control. As you can see here, I'm not in a great position, but I can at least take away a lot of what Jason wants to in terms of his attacks on my neck and my arms. A little bit of grip fighting. Grip fighting, you always have to do grip fighting regardless of the position you're in, even if it's a terrible position. As you can see, I'm trying to avoid him taking my back, trying to get a really good top position. I go to turtle, try and sweep him over my turtle. Not quite great there, but because I'm in a position to attack his feet, I at least want to try something on the counter. A little bit of breather, single leg X. I lose the single leg X, guard recovery time, trying to insert my leg in between his legs. Kind of a running man position here. Go to turtle. Jason's fishing for... So see, this is my little trick here, which I showed in another video. I'm trying to... Oops, we're back onto the number thing. Let's get rid of that. I didn't want that. Let's draw. That's it. Okay, so this overhook on his arm that's reaching underneath my armpits, I want to grab that and sweep him over this way, which I showcased in another video. Again, when you roll with someone who for years you've been rolling with, they just know all your tricks, so he's not going to fall for that. So he just takes... It's ineffective on Jason. So I'm just basically damage limitation now, trying to protect myself from turtle, which I feel I'm fairly decent at, and see if I can get anything out of it. Now you can't quite see here, but Jason's reaching for like a seatbelt grip or a clock choke, or trying to attack my lapels here. but I'm defending them by gripping his hand as he reaches in. So by gripping his hand, it acts as a block and also prevents him from grabbing hold of my gi lapel. So basic Prit style turtle defenses here. I don't want to be reversed or broken down, so again, just trying to hold strong in my turtle and see if I can regain guard from here. I really should do better with my head. I should turn and face him, which is good, and the round is over. So lots of opportunities to spot how I recover guard or retain guard. The two are very different things, by the way. Recover guard is when you've lost guard and you're desperately trying to get guard back, so that's guard recovery. And guard retention is when you're in guard and you're about to lose it, and you find a movement that will recover either back to the same guard or another guard. So you haven't lost the guard yet. So when I say guard retention, it's just about keeping hold of a guard, any guard, consistently and constantly throughout your role with a person, assuming that you like to play the guard. And guard recovery is when you've lost it and you want to recover it. And hopefully I've shown a few examples in these two roles in this video of the ways that I do it. Thank you very much for watching, and more jiu-jitsu narration coming soon.